Hello everyone, and welcome to a brand new series, IxSHE Tell. We are your hosts, Man of Stage,
hello,
and Saren Prince, and together we are Bridge Boys Broadcasting. That's right, full intro, new series, gotta love it. So this seems like it's going to be a really interesting game. This was the second place runner-up for the poll that we had run a while back at this point. Admittedly, I don't know a whole lot about this, other than apparently it's a pretty classic kind of rom-com sort of game.
That is the extent of what I know. That's like it.
That's about it for me too, but I feel like that might be a pretty good substitute for King Koi now that we've gotten past that, and it might bring us a little bit of levity compared with 9-9.
Ooh, yeah.
Especially after the last one, so let's get going. Ooh, this is nice.
Here we see beautiful Alcatraz Island.
It's like the Hotel California. You can check out anytime you want, but you can never leave.
October 1st, 20... On this day, one of Kenseikan Academy's century-old traditions has finally come to an end.
We reserve the right to change the color of the font.
The ban on romantic relationships.
Well, that's not a great start for a rom-com.
It fell at the hands of one brave man who stood up and fought against this anachronistic tradition. This man is our hero, the central figure of our story, and, incidentally, the current student council president. He's a second-year student, and his name is Ninomiya Hajime. To all of us in the student body eagerly awaiting the abolishment of the romantic prohibition, he is our savior, and he will be surely heralded for generations to come as the people's champion. Or at least for like another year. This is the school paper's special coverage on Student Council President Ninomiya.
Man, the response is really blowing me away. The ban was only lifted yesterday, yet they already have a special report out on me.
はいはい、そうね。私の周りも今日は朝から二宮くんの話で持ちきりよ。
Well, I am the student council president. Also, the sprite is blinking. That's cool.
Reminds me of of Sumi games.
Guess I wasn't just imagining those stares I felt on me. I'm curious though. What are people saying about me?
それは二宮くんに好きな人はいるのかとか。
And?
その私がとか。
You and I what?
だから。
Okay, I thought I gave you plenty of time.
私がその二宮くんと実は付き合っ。
お疲れ様です、会長。
Hmm? I know, he doesn't have eyes, that's horrifying.
Yeah. I have no eyes, and yet I must see?
How does that work for you being on, what was it, the fencing club or some sort of sports club?
No, he's fencing president. Look, maybe he's like Daredevil.
He can't look. He has no eyes. Oh hey, how are things going with you guys?
It's the president of the fencing team. I recognize him from the extracurricular meetings we regularly hold.
いやー、実は週末大会なんですがね。会長のおかげでみんな女子にいいとこ見せるんだって張り切ってて。
Well, now they have a reason to, now that they can date again.
もう今までにないくらいモチベが最高で。
Really? That's great to hear. Makes me glad I worked to fix things.
僕個人も恋愛解禁は待ち望んでいたので。気持ちよく望めそうです。
If you win the tournament, maybe you could give me a shout out during your victory speech, eh?
その時はぜひ会長の活躍をしっかり広めておきますよ。それでは僕はこれから練習がありますので。
Why was he grinning ear to ear at me? He knows I was just kidding, right?
二宮くん。 二宮くん、ちょっといい？
Ah,
Ah!
that's even more horrifying. Would it kill them to have given them eyes?
Like, even if they gave them all the exact same eyes.
Seriously, that would be better than this. This is just scary. This is like a horror game.
I turn around. This time, I'm greeted by a group of girls I've never met before.
I've been meeting a lot of new faces these past 2 days, none of which have eyes.
今のフェンシングで全国3位の人でしょ？そんな人が頭下げるってさすが会長。やっぱり顔広いんだ。
Nah, he and I just happen to know each other.
On closer inspection, I seem to recognize one of them from the extracurricular meetings.
Are you all in the home ec club?
うん。会長に感謝の気持ちを伝えようってみんなでお菓子作ったの。
Sweet.
みんなそれぞれ気持ちを込めた手作りなんです。
Oh, why thank you. I feel kind of bad though. I don't have any sort of return gift for you girls.
いやいや、こっちこそ。恋愛解禁はみんなが待ってたことだし。それに部長も言ったじゃん。私たちの感謝の気持ちだって。
I'm guessing that she doesn't appreciate this. It would be rather rude to decline a heartfelt gift. Alright, I'll take the sweets. Thank you so much, girls.
ああ、ちなみに。
Sorry, I only date girls with eyes. How do I say the third word
Coquettish.
there? Coquettish?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I teach English and I have absolutely no idea about that word.
That's not a word that gets used very often.
Or ever. I think I've never seen it before. Impressive.
I've seen it in books a few times, but I've only heard it spoken maybe twice.
Wearing a coquettish grin, the club president smoothly enters my personal space.
Yes?
二宮くんって今狙ってる子とかいる？
Oh, not particularly.
でもさ、恋愛を解禁にしたかったってことは彼女は欲しいんでしょ？
Actually, I did it for morale. Of course. Going to school at this wonderful academy, leisurely enjoying my days with a lovely girl by my side. That was the life I longed for.
わかる。ここ雰囲気はめちゃくちゃいいもんね。
Yet upon enrolling, they had the nerve to tell me that romantic relationships were banned. I'm only young once. I'll never be able to experience a sweet, youthful romance if I miss my chance now. Don't you all agree?
私もだ。彼氏欲しいです。
As I give my impassioned speech to them, I'm suddenly reminded of the student council election.
でしょでしょ。だからね。みんなはただの感謝の気持ちかもしれないけど、私のは本命ってことで。
I'm not sure I follow you.
またまた恋愛解禁で本命といえばねえ。
She's using these sweets to confess to me?
部長だけずるい。二宮くん、私のもそれ本命だから。ああ、そう言ってる自分だって。二宮くん、私も本命ってことでよろしく。先輩、私のも本命ということでお願いします。
当然
おい
私も本命だからクッキーにあれ入れといたわ。
Weed?
We either date none of you or all of you.
Harem route. Harem route. Like what? You have to tell me these things. I might have a nut allergy. I don't know.
ラブレター。
Inside of the cookies? Are they fortune cookies? What is this supposed to be? A fortune cookie?
Good call, good call.
All right.
Call me old-fashioned, but I feel like love letters shouldn't be delivered inside edibles.
It's like people that propose by putting the ring inside of food. That's just a bad idea.
That seems like the actual worst idea.
It's a really bad idea.
Yeah, like at the bottom of a drink.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, cool. My expensive ring is gonna get shit out 3 days later.
Well, better late than never? Are you required to say yes at that point? Ugh.
Anyhow, I accept the various cookies, chiffon cakes, and madeleines, and the girls then leave smiling and waving their hands. For some reason, I didn't imagine them waving like regular wave. I imagined them waving their hands in the air like they just don't care.
Wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube girls. I was basically forced to take all of these baked goods, but hey, they look pretty delicious. Sorry about the interruption, Yamabuki. What were you saying before?
いいえ、別に。
Do you want some cookies?
女の子たちに囲まれてずいぶんと楽しそうだなと思っただけですから。
Didn't you hear us chanting for the harem route?
You're not mad, are you?
いいえ、まったくこれっぽっちも。
Your eyes say something different. Then why are you glaring daggers at me? I think the vast majority of people would associate the look you're giving me right now with anger.
そんなこといちいち気にしないの。ほら、みんなが来る前に早く生徒会室行くわよ。
Right.
I catch up with Yamabuki and follow her.
This is a nice office.
I present to you the what is it again?
Kenseikan!
Kenseikan. I'll get it eventually, because I'll have to say it a lot.
Apparently so.
I present to you the Kenseikan Academy's Student Council Room. Boasting a wide and spacious interior, this room is fit with decor that accentuate the school's magnificent English architecture. The elegant furnishings and upholstery are a grade above those you might find at any normal school.
This really feels like the first episode of King Koi all over again.
Then again, our school is pretty normal, all things considered. All this stuff is just for aesthetic purposes. This isn't an academy for the elite and wealthy, unlike in King Koi.
I was about to say.
ハロウィンパーティー用の資料、もっと用意した方がいいかもしれないわね。
The Halloween party? It's September. No, wait, it's not even September, it's August. That's not on the agenda today. Didn't we already shelf the budget sheet last time?
今日の議題じゃなくても、あった方が今後は何かと便利よ。独り言だけど。
No, you're clearly talking to me. Fine. The documents are on the top of that shelf over there in the cardboard box. Knock yourself out.
棚の上ね。ありがとう。独り言だけど。
You don't have to keep reminding me. Actually, Yamabuki, can I ask you something?
何よ。
This might sound a little presumptuous of me, but you weren't jealous of those girls earlier, were you? No way, right? Sorry, stupid question.
何言ってるの？私がやきもち？
This is very dramatic music if that's not true. Well, given your reaction, I kind of assumed maybe you were. Why would I even think that? That's out of the question.
ない
Why is there
ない
boss
絶
music?
対ないありえないわ
It really is boss music. You don't need to shout me down to prove your point.
だいたい私が選挙で二宮君の公約に反対してたのを忘れたわけじゃないでしょ
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember reading that your character's a little bit prudish.
My campaign promised to lift the ban on romance, whereas Yamabuki's touted that romance was entirely unnecessary and a distraction.
Of course I haven't. You still hold that position too, don't you?
そうよだからそんな私が今さら二宮君を好きだなんてそんなこと
Methinks the lady doth protest too much.
Well, if you're sure, I guess we'll go down a different route.
Well, wait a minute. I never said anything about you specifically being in love with me.
かかったわね
She was jealous.
こんな恥ずかしめには屈しないわ
But you're not sitting. Why is she acting like I did something awful to her?
資料は棚の上だったわね。
Is she really just gonna run away from the subject that blatantly?
She carries over a small stepladder and places it next to the shelf in question. Even standing on the top step, however, she has to stretch herself to reach the documents.
Okay. Well, I thought this was going to be the first CG, but this is pretty close. Careful, it might be too heavy for a girl. Let me get it.
いい。あとそれ男女差別。独り言だけど。
She can be a surprisingly stubborn individual.
Yeah, whatever. Just pass them down to me, okay?
スカート覗かないでよ。
Well, now I kinda have to, don't I? I'm joking! I'm joking! You're supposed
Mostly.
to say no. Don't just grunt and get embarrassed.
重い。
I told you so. Look, if it's too heavy for you, just let me get it.
無理なんて。
All of a sudden, her spine straightens and she lets out a tiny shriek.
My lumbago! Are you alright, Yamabuki? Yeah, she's probably fine. What's that? Don't tell me you threw out your back at your age. That's nothing. I reached for a bag of cat food one time and there was a wasp.
I thought you were gonna say I'd reach for a bag of cat food and there was a cat.
Well, no.
And I was gonna be like, alright, that makes sense.
No. That was weird. I touched it too. I thought it was going to sting me. It did not.
She pivots and flings herself to the floor in a matter of milliseconds.
And this is why you should have let me handle it. Okay, this part is a little difficult to see.
Yeah, I was about to say, I thought we made a good choice.
Hang on. Hold, please.
What is gonna show up against every background?
Blue? Is blue a good choice?
Sure.
Okay, yeah, that seems safe. I mean, it's got the black outline, so I'm hoping... You know what, let me see if I can futz with the outline. Maybe. No, I cannot.
I can at least tell who's saying it.
Alright, well, we'll just go with blue until that proves to be a bad color choice. It's gonna be a gag. Like, every few scenes, we just change the color of the text.
Every half episode, we're just a different color.
Just have to keep readjusting around the background.
But that aside...
Forget about a peek, this is full-on exhibition.
Though still rather unfortunate for her, I guess you could say she's lucky that I'm the only person here right now.
Well, where do I look? Yamabuki-san?
雲は
No clue. You probably scared it off somewhere.
本当いない
It feels like I'm having a conversation with her ass. Very awkward.
I'm having Ace Ventura vibes again.
Yep, exactly.
I'll get a tissue for it if it shows up again. Anyway, you should probably get off the floor before the others get here.
んうわっお尻がスースーする
Took you long enough.
She gingerly moves a hand towards her rear end to check and see. And of course, her fears come true.
I'm pretty sure her fear would be if the spider was on her ass. Well, would you look at the time? Gotta get ready for that meeting today. Ah, sorry, don't mind me. I was just talking to myself.
そんな独り言あれだ
Maybe. You're one to talk.
She jumps to her feet, backpedaling furiously. Face beat red, she repeatedly pulls down on the hem of her skirt.
男子の前でお尻さらすなんて恥ずかしすぎて死にたい独り言だけど
I like that that's just her catchphrase. I can't tell if she's mad at me or mad at herself. But either way, I can't let this lead to any weird misunderstandings. Well, if it makes you feel any better, I wasn't trying to look on purpose.
それは分かってるし。二宮君、後ろ！
Is it the spider? Huh?
I quickly turn my head, and the last thing I see is a cardboard box atop the shelf falling down towards me. Well, that was a good game.
I was about to say, and this is the time that I was reincarnated as a slime. Oh my god, it's an Isuke.
I open my eyes to a familiar setting. I'm still in the student council room.
あ、会長起きたっす。
本当？はあ、よかった。
Why am I sitting in this chair?
俺たちが来た時にはそこで寝てたっすよ。
I was sleeping in this chair?
ま、会長は昨日から忙しそうだったっすから、お疲れだったんじゃないですか。
I try to recall the events leading up to this. I certainly remember getting a gratuitous flash of Yamabuki's panties, maybe, you know, in the uncensored version.
I was about to say, I feel like that probably could have been in here, but whatever.
After that, I think a cardboard box fell on me?
ほら、会長も起きたことだし、三崎浜の子たちも会議の準備して。はーい。
Huh? Aoba's here?
私は眠気覚ましに冷たいお茶持ってくるわね。
Hmm? Oh, thanks. It couldn't have been a dream, could it? It did seem a bit too good to be true.
ごめん。本当にごめんね。
She mouths an apology at me, red in the face and gesturing frantically. After that, I finally noticed the cardboard box resting on the floor.
It wasn't a dream.
I feel for Yamabuki. She must have had to move me into this chair after the box knocked me out cold.
ところでお兄、そこのお菓子何？
Oh, these? Some girls from the home ec club gave them to me earlier.
こんなにたくさん。これが二宮会長の人望ですのね。ひゅー、さすが会長さん、もってもてー。
Yeah, yeah. And like brother, like sister, so I guess all the guys can't get enough of you.
The other council members from Misakihama must have quickly trickled in while I was passed out. As a matter of fact, I did hear Yamabuki call out to a number of them. You might be asking, what is Misa...
What indeed?
You might be asking, what is Misakihama Academy? Well, that's the name of our sister school, located here on the same island. Most of the students from Misakihama continue their education here at Kenseikan when they graduate. Incidentally, I never went to Misakihama. Those, like me, make up a small portion of the student body.
Alright, getting down to business. In addition to our usual council activities, we will also need to start discussing what will be happening now in the wake of the romance ban being lifted. I know our Misakihama council members will be retiring from their positions in a couple of months, but until then, I'm counting on your help.
こんな兄ですが、よろしくお願いします。
Ow. Pipe down, you.
なんていうか、個性的な妹さんですよね。お兄、個性的ってとりあえず、こいつやばくねって意味だよね。
Yeah, so tone down the attitude a notch, please.
別にけなしたわけじゃないのよ。ただ、ちょっと変わってるというか、他の後輩の子よりずれてるなぁと思っただけで。
That's not a compliment, Yamabuki.
そのお話、三崎浜の生徒会を代表して 生徒会長のこの小塚ゆいが承知いたしましたわ。と申しましても、クリスマスパーティーまでほとんどございませんが。
Wait a second, we were just talking about the Halloween party. Why are we now talking about the Christmas party? Do we work in retail?
Also, wait. Why are you acting president?
Oh, good question. Yep, it'll be here before we know it after the Halloween party. I know the finish line is in sight for you guys, but I hope you'll still keep working hard until then.
The student council elections at Kenseikan take place in June, right before the athletic festival. Misaki Hama, on the other hand, holds elections in December, right before the Christmas party, so our terms overlap for roughly 6 months. This system allows us to jointly plan school events and ensure that both sides get an equal opportunity to lead.
ですがこちらにはこちらの作業もございますので、副会長には基本的に留守をお願いする形となります。ですのでこちらには私と青葉の2人で参りますわ。いい顔にちやほやされて調子に乗らないように私がちゃんと見ててやるからな。
Ah, that was very shrill. Kozuka, be honest. If you just brought Elba along because you knew she would get herself up to no good if you didn't keep her under your supervision.
そんなことございませんわ。私一人っ子ですから、妹がいたらこんな感じなのかなと。
Wanna trade?
ゆいお姉ちゃん。お姉様とお呼びなさい。
Kozuka always maintains a cool and calm composure, no matter the situation, and she has a certain air of maturity about her.
Except for in this specific instance.
It's odd because their personalities are polar opposites, but she and Alba actually get along quite well.
Alright, let's start by discussing the current state of affairs. It's been 24 hours since the ban on romantic relationships was lifted.
今のところ大きな問題は起きてませんけど、浮ついた空気になってるのは間違いありません。
それはこちらも同じですわ。それだけ皆さん待ち望んでいたということなんでしょうけど。
ちなみに一番注目を集めてるのは3年の結城先輩っす。
I'm not surprised. She was Miss Kenseikan for 2 years running, after all. Most of the guys here would jump at the chance to date her.
Our student council secretary, Hakuya Shokichi, writes the name Yuki-senpai on the whiteboard. Hakuya and I are actually part of her fan club.
俺の仕入れた情報だと今日までで結城先輩10人の男を振ったみたいっす。
Jeez, in 24 hours? In just 2 days? Jumping the gun a little, don't you think?
そのうちの一人が生徒会初期だって噂もあるんですけど。
そっとしといてほしいっす。
What? You confessed to her? You know the rules of the fan club, man. Breaking that means you'll be kicked out.
会長さんよ、男にはやらなきゃいけない時ってもんがあるんすよ。
And what is that exactly?
Speaking of Yuki-senpai, she's so far out of my league that I've never even spoken to her before. In that sense, I guess Hakuya and the other guys managed to confess to her deserve some level of respect for having the balls to try.
Not to unintentionally diss him or anything, but I wonder what kind of guy would be Yuki-senpai's type.
とにか
Protagonist?
く
Probably.
気の緩みが風紀の乱れにつながるんだから。
By the way, Hakuya, is Hozumi-sensei running late or something? And where's our treasurer?
ミミリン先生なら会長が寝てる間に顔出して今日は忙しいからってすぐ戻ったっす。ま、いつものことっすね。ちなみに会計は寝てる会長の代わりにミミリン先生に拉致られたっす。
For what? Boy, sorry guys. I'll bring some of my special smoked meats next time as an apology.
マジっすか？俺ささみがいいっす。筋肉にはタンパク質。
会長、白亜くん、ちゃんと聞いてますか？
I don't remember because smoked meats came up as a topic.
ごめんなさい。反省しますから。もう痛いのは嫌っす。
Man, you're not the one that got KO'd by a cardboard box.
もうや 吹先輩、そのようなことを日常的に。ぶたれたくないから私もいい子にする。全然個性的じゃないよ。
ちょっと待ってよ。っていうか白馬くん、これじゃ私が普段体罰加えてるみたいじゃない。
作戦通りっす。
We can hear you, you know.
この方、クズですわね。
We're not even... Okay, we're just over 30 minutes in and this is already chaotic as heck.
確信した。結城先輩、この人振ってくれてよかった。
Hakua staggers backward into a corner of the room and then collapses to the floor and assumes the fetal position.
I'm nauseous. I'm nauseous. To be fair, pal, you had that one coming.
But being rejected by his crush must have been pretty devastating. He might be feeling the lowest he ever has. When I think about that, I almost feel bad for abolishing the ban on romance. My actions indirectly led to how many broken hearts?
Did I do the right thing?
まったく。風紀を守るため、生徒会役員である私たちがまずはしっかりしないとって話をしてるんですけど。
Well, we're off to a really bad start then. You're right. I think we can all agree on that.
For the time being, I should focus on the meaning at hand.
The students have wanted this ban lifted for ages. We wouldn't want the school to reverse its decision because of immoral behavior.
そう。分かってくれたならそれでいいです。
ということでしたら、私が取り仕切る限り、三崎浜の方は問題ございませんわ。
Thanks, Kozuka.
お任せください。
Yuki-senpai might be leading the popularity rankings these days. But Kozuka's rather charming in her own right. I doubt she's far behind.
ですが、こうして現状を把握した上で、具体的に何をすればよいのでしょうか。
Talking to the camera operator about where we zoom in. I had the idea of using the school newspaper to quell any lingering fears. The photography club members who work on the newspaper are pretty enthusiastic about the new school rules as well, so I've already enlisted their help on the matter.
さすがお兄、手が早い。
Knowing Alba, that was probably sarcasm.
今日も特別号が出回ってましたわね。
Right. They talked about the overwhelming support I received for the campaign promise I made during the student council elections. But there's still a portion of the student body that's against it. They supported Yamabuki instead of me.
そうです。さっきも言いましたけど、私は解禁を認めたわけじゃないんですからね。二宮くんが暴走しないようにってことで、会長を諦めて副会長になっただけで。
つまり山吹先輩は、今でもお兄が邪魔で仕方ないと。いや、それとこれとは。
You're right, I do make life difficult for Yamabuki a lot of the time, but it's only thanks to her support that I was able to lift the ban on romance. I'll always be grateful to her.
だから邪魔とかじゃないのに。
She was even acting a bit jealous earlier. I do believe she cares about me one way or another.
Well, getting back to business. Now that romantic relationships are permitted, I'm sure that some of Yamabuki's supporters are going to feel like they've been thrown straight into the lion's den. You mustn't forget that not everyone is interested in pursuing romance.
肉食獣。
そこで俺を見ないでくれ。
Yeah, you're no lion. You're too chicken for that.
チキンでもないっす。
The sound effect says otherwise.
Jokes aside, though.
Returning to your question, Kozuka. As members of the student council, it's important that we address the concerns of the students and keep them informed. People need to know that we're keeping an eye on things.
そこで校内新聞の話ですわね。
Exactly. Working in conjunction with the photography club means that we can give the students full disclosure of our actions through the school paper. Even so, I intend to staunchly defend my position.
会長の言う通り、これは学園側を説得するための材料にもなってるから絶対です。そんなわけで、明日から取材が入ったりするから、その時はみんなよろしくね。はーい。
承知いたしました。
We've now finished discussing our plans for tomorrow. Since that was the only thing on the agenda for today's joint council meeting, I decided to dismiss everyone a little earlier than usual.
IxSHE Tell.
It sounds like festival music from a Story of Seasons game.
それにしても、皆さんの前でいきなり送ろうかとおっしゃられた時は驚きましたわ。
Yeah, I guess I should have timed it a little better.
いいえ、驚いたと申しましても、こちらに二宮先輩こそどうぞお気になさらず。
Alright.
Haku was already getting strangely suspicious of me. I should be mindful of what I say around others.
So anyway, Kozuka, there was a little something I wanted to ask you.
聞いてほしいこと？まさか愛の告？
I just wanted your advice on a certain matter as a fellow student council president.
分かっておりましたとも。お約束ですものね。
Maybe this was too out of the blue. It seems like I placed some weird expectations in her head.
But wait, what exactly was she expecting?
ということは、声をかけていただいたのも？
A confession of murder!
Most foul. Yeah.
なるほど。わかりました。私でよければ伺わせていただきます。
Thanks, Kozuka. But, before we get into the matter, I'd appreciate it if you could keep this a secret between the two of us.
先輩と私だけの秘密？ってまた私は何を期待してますの？先輩は私を生徒会長として見込んでのこと。
So she was expecting something else?
承知。それでお話というのは？
I should calm down.
Hypothetically speaking, let's say there was something you had a... Something you had a crush on. Not a person specifically, but something.
Cookies.
Oh. Hypothetically speaking, let's say there was someone you had a crush on. What would you do if I asked you to go out with me?
よろしくお願いいたします。
Asshat? What the hell? That was super cute. I mean, hypothetically, what would you do if you liked someone else?
そこは涙を飲んでお断りいたしますわ。一般論として。
Gosh, she is so cute. She'd have to decline? Well, yeah, that's how it is.
Haku has been down in the dumps ever since he got rejected. I only really noticed because I hang around him a lot. There must be a ton of others who are experiencing the same thing.
Still, I want to believe that I did the right thing by lifting the ban on romance.
先輩？
There's no denying that a lot of students are happy to see the ban on romance finally lifted. But the harsh reality is, being allowed to express their romantic feelings doesn't guarantee those feelings will be reciprocated.
結城先輩のお話ですか？
Yeah, maybe lifting the ban wasn't such a great idea for them.
If they'd continued bottling their feelings up, they'd never have experienced the pain of rejection.
Instead, they would have to feel the anxiety otherwise.
なるほど。それを考えてましたのね。
Sorry, I know I'm springing this on you pretty abruptly. As pathetic as it is, I need a way to justify this to myself, and I don't know who else to talk to.
先輩。
I was fed up with the ban on romance too, of course. But honestly, it was never about me. I wanted to make all of the students happy.
To be honest, I was jumping for joy on the inside when I heard how thrilled the fencing team and home ec club were.
Yet when I saw how depressed Hakuwa was acting earlier, it really opened my eyes. Not everything has a happy ending. So I'm starting to think that maybe I shouldn't have...
はい、そこまで。
I look back up and see Kozuka silently peering into my eyes.
And our first CG. Kozuka?
今、先輩が自信をなくされていることは分かりました。私が先輩の立場でも、もしかしたら同じように悩んでいたかもしれません。
Yeah.
ですがそれは全校生徒に確認されましたか？
Huh? Well, yeah, I guess they don't.
でしたら、先輩のその不安を知っているのは、私ただ一人。つまりその不安について、私が今の先輩にとっての全てなんです。
What do you mean?
ですから、全てであるこの私が、今この場で先輩の不安を全て受け入れます。さらに申し上げるなら、先輩は何も悪くないと、私が先輩の不安を全て肯定します。ほら、もう先輩を責める人は誰もいなくなった。
The knot in my chest slowly seems to unravel. I don't know why, but that smile of hers brings me peace of mind.
It's the wink.
自信を持ってください。先輩の無謀な夢に救われた人もきっといます。その人は今頃、先輩に感謝しているはずですから。
Kozuka. You're right. Thank you.
ですが、それでも泣きそうになったら、その時は胸をお貸ししますわ。
Really? It's hard to believe that I'm older than you right now.
そうですわね。けれどどんなに不安でも、誰かの支えがあることで乗り越えられることもあるかもしれませんから。
Yeah, I agree.
なので先輩が望んでくださるのなら、その時は私が先輩の支えになりますわ。だから先輩は我慢せず、いつでもご相談ください。
Thanks. I'll probably take you up on that sometime in the future.
あ、ですが。いくら私でも、他の女性に振られてしまったという理由ではご相談を受けかねますので、その点だけご容赦を。
Come on. Just kidding. I'll remember that.
It's amazing how she managed to end such a serious conversation on a lighthearted note. With a beaming Kozuka walking behind me, we leave the school campus together.
She's fun. I like her.
Me too. Oh, and then we go to a level from Hitman.
It really does look like that. That bridge would be a perfect place to push people off. Alright, I'm headed this way. You gonna be okay going home alone?
先輩、それはどういった意味かお聞きしてもよろしいでしょうか?
Well, we already established this could be a level from Hitman, and I don't know, maybe you pissed somebody off. Sorry?
一人で大丈夫かとは、どのような意味でしょうか?
Oh, okay.
She must think I'm infantilizing her.
Just to be clear, this isn't about your age. It's just that you're kinda popular with the guys at my school. They all know you as the cute student council pres from... You see, now you said it a few times, and now I'm having to say it multiple times, and it's catching me.
Yeah.
They all know you as the cute student council pres from Misakihama.
かわいい、私が？そうなんですか。
After hearing about what happened with Yuki-senpai, I got a little worried that you might get hordes of guys trying to approach you too. That's why I asked if you wanted me to come along.
心配してくださってましたのね。そういうことでしたら、私としたことが突然失礼いたしました。
Nah, that's alright. I should have explained myself better.
Well, we've cleared up that misunderstanding, but her face still seems rather stiff.
ところで先輩はどうしてそのようなご心配を？
What do you mean?
私が告白をされたからといって先輩に不都合があるわけでは、それとも不都合ございますか？
No, let me explain. I'd always thought of her as something like a little sister, you know? Since she's Aoba's close friend and all. Ah, damn it. It's all 'cause I had that thought about her being cute earlier. Now I'm feeling all awkward and jittery around her. Please, Kosaka.
私も二宮先輩のことは尊敬してますし、男性としても素敵だと思いますし、もしですよ、私が一人では不安だと申し上げたら送ってくださいますか？
Sorry, I didn't realize you were still talking. Well, sure. I did say I would.
Right. I'm just trying to be considerate. There's no deeper meaning to me walking her home.
Yet.
そうですか。
Calm down, Hajime. Don't let the mood get to you.
ゆきさん、俺の気持ち聞いてください。
Well, that was good timing. Huh?
I turn around and spot two students from our school, one boy and one girl. The boy is stopped and seems to have something he wants to tell her. The girl has a large basket in her hand, so maybe she's on her way home after doing some shopping?
Wait, I know who that is.
全校生徒の話題そうな目、先ほど生徒会でも話に上がったほど完全に時の人となった。
The basket queen?
結城彩香先輩ですわね。
I mean, I guess that could be her alias. Yep.
The girl whose fan club I'm in, though she's 1 year above me, so I've never interacted with her beyond watching from afar.
Which I still am right now.
That man with her, however, must be planning on confessing to her.
It feels kind of rude to be watching this unfold.
100% 結城彩香先輩は断るでしょうね。
You know I have a gambling addiction.
You think so? He's not bad looking.
正直興味ありませんし、100% は100% ですわ。
I guess I'll have to take her word for it.
If I was in a similar position and I was suddenly confessed to by a cute girl, I can't say I'd react with the same composure.
Are you kidding? We almost had that miss. Not that long ago.
せっかく声かけてもらって悪いんだけど、告白だったらごめんなさいってことで。
そんな、ちょっと待ってよ。まだ俺何も言ってないのに。
でも告白でしょ？なら聞いたところで私の答えは変わらないし。はい、というわけでお話気持ちはちゃんと受け取ったからありがとね。
聞くだけでいいから、せめて最後まで。
He's a persistent one, all right.
Seems pretty full of himself. Not considering Yuki senpai's feelings at all.
ですからあの方ではダメだと申し上げたではありませんか。だいたいいきなり呼び止めて一方的に告白する時点で相手の気持ちを考えているとは言い難いですもの。
I see her point.
告白してくれたみんなに言ってるんだけどさ、私ってミス県政官2連覇中じゃない？だからどうしてもみんなの注目集めちゃうのよね。
You know, having seen a portion of the student population at this point, I don't believe that's true. I don't believe that most of the student population have eyes.
ってことで何くんだっけ？
Well,
まあいいや、そんな感じだからさ。その分男の子の方が普通すぎると。
well, if you read her line carefully, it does say they had eyes for her.
Ah. Oh, so it's her fault they don't have any eyes. She's a witch.
君潰されちゃうよ。
Well, that was timely.
The moment he flinches with fear, I can sense the confession's over with.
たくさんの人からの羨望、嫉妬、もしかしたら恨みの目だって向けられちゃうかもね。だからそんな覚悟の君じゃ私と付き合ったって周囲の重圧にきっと潰されちゃう。まあその程度で潰れる器じゃさ、私の愛も受け止めきれないよねって話。アンダースタン？
Damn.
悔しいけどわかった。
Yuki-senpai is someone adored by just about everyone. From the guy's perspective, her response may have seemed unnecessarily cruel. But that's exactly why it was so sincere. You could even say she was doing a favor by rejecting him so harshly. I feel like that brief exchange alone has shown me why Yuki-senpai is so proud of her steadfast popularity.
ならせめて聞かせてくれ。どんな男なら結城さんを振り向かせられるんだ。
She just looks over at us in the distance. It's like, that guy.
どんな男の人？
Good question. I'm interested in hearing her answer in this. Just who is Miss Kenseikan's ideal man?
私を振り向かせるって、そんなの今は一人しかいないでしょ。って、マジで？
Hmm?
For a moment, our eyes seemed to meet.
But that's probably just my imagination.
Once again, I look behind me just in case, but there's no one there, just water and fish.
君だよ、君。
Whoa, we can read her thoughts.
I'd like to think she's directing those words at me, but that's only wishful thinking. We're too distant to even be called acquaintances.
She was clearly talking to the fish behind us.
Speaking of which, Kozuka was referring to Yuki-senpai by her full name earlier, oddly enough. Maybe the two of them actually know each other?
だから、君だよ、君。
She's not very subtle, is she?
Ignoring the distraught guy beside her, she hops impatiently on the spot while pointing in our direction.
先輩、このままでは結城彩香先輩がただの頭のかわいそうな人になりかねませんし、そろそろ反応して差し上げては。
She's talking to me?
そうだよ、君だよ、君。
She comes running over as I point to myself in confusion.
But she was just talking about her type of guy.
彼よ、
ああ
彼。パーフェクトな可愛さを誇るこの私に釣り合う相手。そんなの彼しかいないわ。
Look at him, straight fives across the board.
Suitable partner? I think that was sufficient. I'm not dreaming, am I?
I mean, this is practically the first time we've ever spoken to each other. There's just no way the Miss Kenseikan herself would single me out specifically.
二宮会長、
Yes?
今うちの学園で一番注目を浴びてる女子生徒といえば？
That would be you, of course.
でしょ？で、一番注目を浴びてる男子生徒が二宮会長。
I mean, she's probably not wrong, but still.
言っとくけど、私は自分を過小評価するつもりも、安売りだってするつもりもないわ。
Joke's on you. I'm in crippling debt.
その上で、二宮会長とだったら、私はさらに輝ける。そう思ったのよ。
Well, I don't know how I feel about being used. Who am I kidding? I'm in your fan club. Use me.
The smug look on her face suits her almost too well.
She's definitely attractive. I get what you're saying, but, could you give me some space? I can't see my face. Still can't see my face.
あれれれ、二宮会長、
What?
赤くなっちゃって。 もしかして案外脈あり？
I still can't prove that. Of course I am. I've had a crush on you for ages.
へえ、意外と可愛いとこあるんだ。
Speaking of crushing, calm down. I can't let her overwhelm me.
Stay whelmed.
Well, you know, any guy would be flattered to hear those words from the most popular girl in school.
そういう社交辞令は可愛くないな。
Looks like I managed to get a bit of a foothold in this conversation.
What about you, Senpai? You seem to be purposely avoiding my eyes every time I look at you.
そんなことは。
Then can you look me right in the face right now?
いや、だから、それはやるわね、二宮会長。
She definitely acts like she's comfortable around men, but maybe that's just an act.
ちょっといい加減に離れなさい。
My other arm is abruptly grabbed and nearly yanked out of its socket.
Thanks for the save, Kozuka.
When I look back, the guy from earlier is already slouching away, shoulders slumped in resignation.
And he didn't even have his arm almost pulled out of its socket.
もうあれってユイポンいたの？
Yuipon. I had an inkling that you two knew each other.
違いますわ。
もっか。うちの妹がユイポンと仲良くて、たまに私も混ぜてもらうの。
そうとも言いますわね。
Ah, okay.
二宮会長の妹さんとも一緒に遊びに行ったことあるけど、話聞かない？
What? No, that's the first time I've heard of that.
Damn it, Alba, you knew I had a crush on her. You hid this from me on purpose, you little brat.
で、アーバちゃんはともかく、二宮会長とは実は初めてだったよね。まあ、お互いのことは知ってるみたいだけど。
I guess so. We're both essentially school celebrities for what it's worth.
そうね。ということで、改めて、可愛さパーフェクトなミス牽制官、結城彩香よ。よろしく、二宮会長。
You forgot modest. Nice to meet you too.
For some reason, when she introduced herself with, like, you know, the accolades of beautiful and perfect, I'm just imagining it with, like, a Ginyu Force or Say a Man style dance.
Definitely say a man. Nice to meet you too. I'm Ninomiya Hajime, student council president and the guy who took down a long-standing school tradition, supposedly. Oh, and you don't have to keep calling me president. Ninomiya-kun is fine.
I hadn't expected our first meeting to be so unconventional, but I'm grateful for this chance to get acquainted with her.
それでは先輩方、私そろそろ行きますわね。
Oh, about what we were talking about earlier, Kozuka.
ありがとうございます。ですがうちは少々距離もございますから、こちらまでで結構ですわ。ありがとうございます。
Well, I guess I should have expected that, or honestly, not that close. So it'd be a bit strange for her to want me to walk her home.
それにしても結城先輩、一体一食に何人分お作りになりますの？
Upon being asked that question, she glances down at the basket in her arms, filled to the brim with all different sorts of vegetables.
これはお店で使う食材。私が食べるわけじゃないの。
そうですか。ではお二人ともごきげんよう。
I like that, what would you call it? The, like, passive aggressiveness there.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, you're not gonna eat all of that by yourself, are you, you fucking cow? After one final jaunty laugh, Kozuka begins to walk away.
Whenever somebody uses the phrase jaunty laugh, all I can just imagine is like a pirate from One Piece just chortling, just
Yeah, pretty much. Now that I think about it, that might have been her telling me in a roundabout way to help Yuki-senpai carry her groceries?
これ本当に私が食べるわけじゃないから勘違いしないでね。
I know, I heard you. It's for the cafe, right?
そうそう、分かってくれればいいのよ。分かってくれれば。
I can tell from her body type that she takes her diet seriously.
で、私も早く帰らなきゃモカちゃんに怒られちゃう。
Want me to help you carry some of that back?
本当助かる。なんてありがとう。でもお店のことは好きでやってることだから気持ちだけ受け取っとくね。
Alright, if you say so.
それよりうちのお店ここまっすぐ行ったところだからよかったら今度青葉ちゃんと食べに来て。もちろんお茶だけでも大丈夫だから。おすすめは特製のブレンドコーヒー。
Sold. Sure, I'll swing by there when I get a chance.
After that, she adjusts the basket on her arm before trotting off in the direction she pointed the cafe as being in.
I never thought I'd have such a casual chat with her.
As much as I'd like to bask in the feeling of pure bliss and accomplishment for a while longer, I can't idle here forever. After a quick check of the time, I set off to finish the rest of my errands for the day.
Ah, crap. I didn't mean to get sidetracked like that.
I completely lost track of time as I was chatting with the local fishmonger. It's nearly dorm curfew time.
Incidentally, this game has really pretty background CGs.
The school island is still a ways away, so I probably should hurry. The school island, by the way, is connected to the mainland by a single bridge. Standing atop the peak of the island is a towering European-looking fortress, our school, whereas the lower half is dotted with various student dormitories. The town of Asagisaki is now a thriving tourist city, but it wasn't always. The land was originally developed with the intent to create a place that would attract foreign professionals, and I hear it was a rather prosperous settlement back in the day. That's the reason for the overwhelming abundance of European aesthetic you find as you're walking the street. Even the academy itself was specially constructed in accordance with the town atmosphere at the time.
So like a castle? Alright. Is that who I think it is?
As I'm nearing closer and closer to the bridge, I suddenly notice a familiar face standing there facing me.
What are you doing standing out here?
はじめが見えたから待ってただけ。
Alright. Oh, I didn't know you were out in town today.
ちょっとそこまでね。
She flashes me a shopping cart. Shopping cart? I don't know where I got that from.
The whole
She
cart.
flashes... Yep. She just stole it from the store.
I got this for fun, yo!
She flashes me the shopping bag she's carrying, emblazoned with the name of the bookstore inside the largest shopping mall in town, a Victorian palace, called Vix for short.
You don't seem in much of a hurry. Are you okay on time?
ギリギリだけど門限には間に合うと思うよ。
Okay, let's walk back together then.
え？私はいいけど間に合うとは限らないよ。
It's alright. If I'm late, I'm late. I'll take my punishment like a man. You're my friend. I'm not gonna ditch you just to get home on time. It just feels wrong to me.
ありがとう。でもはじめこそ生徒会長なんだから簡単にルールを破るなんて言っちゃダメだよ。
Well, I wasn't planning on breaking curfew either way. If it comes down to it, I'll pick you up and run.
運動苦手なのに落とさないでよ。
Yeah, let's pick up the pace. Whew, made it with 10 minutes to spare, and it only took 2 screen transitions. I'm surprised you managed to keep up with me, Shiori.
わかった。途中で私が手を引いてあげたことはなかったことにするね。
We didn't see it on screen, therefore it didn't happen. Thank you very much for the assistance.
I've always been awful at long distance running.
それはいいんだけど、はじめ、あれ
I follow Shiori's gaze and see a group of about 10 or so girls congregating around the entrance to the dorm. It's not the first time this has happened, but ever since yesterday there's been an increasing amount of girls waiting there for my comings and goings.
That's not creepy at all.
門限近いし、帰ってもらう
Nah, that'd be rude of me to do after they waited this long.
そっか。はじめは優しいんだね。
Not really.
じゃあ私、裏口から入るから頑張って。
She sure doesn't mince words.
Shiori and I have actually been friends since we were little. I know that she's always been a little shy around others, so I make it a point not to touch on that much.
会長、おかえりなさい。ちょっと鶏の煮物作りすぎちゃって美味しくできたと思うので食べてください。
実家からかぼちゃ送ってもらったんだけど食べきれなくてお裾分けに来ました。
I knew they were waiting for me. Thank you so much, girls. I can't tell you how grateful I am.
Between these and the sweets the home ec club gave me earlier, I think I'm pretty set for dinner tonight.
ほらそこ、門限の時間だぞ。さっさと寮に戻れ。
せっかく会長と話せたのに。人手なし風紀。
One of the school's public moral prefects happened to pass this way during all this. I wouldn't be surprised if my dormitory has been marked as a hotspot for troublemakers. Anyway, rules are rules. The patrolling prefect orders everyone to go home, and that's that.
Sorry, girls. I'd love to stay and chat a bit longer, but even the student council president has to follow the rules. I'll treat everyone to some of my special smoked meats next time, so come and visit me again soon.
はーい。なら今日は帰ります。
That really sounds like a double entendre.
It does also a generic,
噂の燻製、楽しみにしてるね。
now a little bit more.
Will you now?
料理の感想聞かせてくれると嬉しいです。
Hajime, he's got the meats.
I guess the other 7 or so girls came as tag-alongs. The group of girls leaves for their dormitory together, leaving behind me and the prefect.
なあ、二宮。俺泣いていいかな。
You know, let's just be honest here. If you didn't have that haircut, you might have better luck. I mean, come on.
He went to the barber and was like, and the barber's like, hey, what do you want? And he's like, I want to be a fucking lampshade.
I aspire to be a mushroom.
Say no more.
Can't you hold it in until you get back to your room?
ちくしょうなんで俺の言うことは聞いてくれねえんだよ
I think we just covered that. Alright, and while this guy's hair is eating his head, we must call it a day for this episode.
Yep. This has been, I don't know.
Chaotic, but a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying this so far.
You know, when people describe this as your typical rom-com, that was a pretty on-the-nose definition, because it very much is. Like, it fits all of those very familiar tropes for this kind of rom-com, but it's interesting to see an MC who is ridiculously popular right out of the gate.
Yes.
I feel like that's pretty unusual. I feel like you kind of have to build up to that in most cases, but nah, we're just hitting the ground running with this one.
It actually does make sense when you really think about it, because the average protagonist in a story is like the Mario. He's straight 5s and everything, but somehow everyone flocks to him,
True.
like all of the girls, it makes sense that it's like, no, he is the most popular guy in school. Yes.
Well, that and the
Makes
fact
sense.
that as the student council president, he was able to get rid of the ban on romantic relationships, so I'm sure that didn't hurt.
Mm-hmm.
I like this so far. I'm liking the female protagonists, the other characters. Shoot, even his, so to speak, foil, who was against getting rid of the romantic ban. She seems fun. I like her.
Yeah.
I don't feel like, obviously, with it being the first episode, we don't have a good feel. I don't know that we've been introduced to all of the female protagonists yet. But
How many are there?
I don't remember. 5? I think 4 or 5, I think, because there are also some characters that have sprites like our sister that are not romantic interests. I think everyone that has one of those character screens are a romantic interest. Or I'm just making crap up. I honestly don't remember. When I say we go into games blind, I mean we go into games blind.
Yes, I want to know very little because I don't want stuff to get spoiled for me.
No.
And I'm really good at working out stories if I have details. Like this is, this is a, what do you call it? Rom-com, so it's not as important. 9-9, very important for me to have gone in behind.
Yeah, there's not going to be, the stakes will not be nearly as high in this game.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I'm fine with that too. I think that's a nice change of pace from things. Well, thank you all so much for watching. We hope you've enjoyed this first episode, and we hope you're excited for the rest of the series, because it's funny. For now, we are the Bridge Boys, signing off with Mushroom Head.